Most freelancers outside the US think that they're locked out of Stripe, PayPal, and US only jobs unless they move here. That is wrong. I'm going to show you the exact document that unlocks all of it and the one mistake that can get your application rejected for months. I'm Evan Fisher. I've earned over $2 million freelancing, and I work with non-US freelancers and business owners all over the world who run into this exact wall. Full disclosure, I'm not a tax attorney, but I've been through this process myself, and as a former banker, I've probably opened over 1,000 accounts, including many for non-US residents, and I'm going to walk you through exactly what works. When you're a non-resident, non-citizen without an SSN, you don't have access to normal US financial services. You don't have access to Stripe, PayPal, Shopify Pay, and Amazon merchant accounts because many platforms are gated behind a US tax ID. Opening a US bank account, Chase, Bank of America, whoever, all of that requires an SSN or an ITIN, no exceptions. That is a hard wall. And getting paid in USD, you get hit with a 3 to 10% conversion fee, and that's on the low end for some people. So Stripe and PayPal can gate you out entirely. You are locked out of some US only contracts. You just can't even see them, let alone apply for them. And you also have no access to US credit, but all of it comes down to a number that the IRS will give you. This document is called an ITIN, an individual taxpayer identification number. Think of it as a social security number for non-US citizens. Without one, you can't get into Stripe, PayPal, or any of the big US banks. And you don't need to live here, have a visa, or even set foot in the US in order to get one. The IRS gives you 3 ways to apply, and 2 of them are honestly pretty insane for most people. You can mail your passport to the IRS, which don't do that. You can get it notarized at a US consulate, which is a multi-agency nightmare with weeks of back and forth, or you can use a certified acceptance agent. That is the one that makes really the most sense. And in my opinion, the best out there is this video's sponsor, the ITIN.com. They're the best for a couple of reasons, with the first being speed. Right now, a normal ITIN application takes between 6 and 12 weeks just to get filed and submitted correctly. And most other companies are slow, giving a lot of back and forth, missing documents, that whole thing. But the ITIN.com gets your filing and submission done in under 48 hours, and that's basically best in class. As far as cost, it's all in, one flat price with all fees included. There's an extra charge for this document halfway through. What you see is what you pay. And to go through that process, you just go to their website, you type in your name, click order now. Then you can use my discount code, then just scroll down, enter in the discount code Evan, press apply, and you'll see that the price gets adjusted down to $298, saving you a bunch of money. The really important thing about the ITIN.com is that they are trusted. You've got to be working with somebody that is a certified acceptance agent, and they have a huge track record with over 600 reviews on Trustpilot. They're basically the ITIN provider for the internet. So they'll then certify your documents, and then once you're approved, you get a letter from the IRS that starts with the number 9. That's how you know that it's an ITIN, not an SSN. Then you'll be able to open bank accounts at places like Bank of America, Chase, Citibank, set up your Stripe and PayPal accounts, and with a couple extra steps, you could potentially even access US-only freelance jobs. And if you use the ITIN.com using code EVAN, they don't just give you the ITIN, they will actually help you to open the US merchant accounts like Stripe, PayPal, and Shopify payments for you. And you don't have to figure out which bank to walk into. It can even help you with banking as well. The earlier that you start this, the sooner you're going to have access to US banking and merchant accounts. If you've been putting this off, today's the day to apply. And to learn how to open a US bank account, even if you're a non-US resident without an SSN, watch this video right here.